One last big rip for the year. Sounds beautiful. Well, you can tell we did not get rid of the squeaking this year. It might just be because it's been sitting in the garage for a while. But we are getting this truck out of that garage so we can get that truck in there so we can work on it. So this one's going to go in the garage out here. So we got to turn this bad boy around. Big rip for the year. Sounds beautiful. Well, she fits. Got a new garage door on. Still have one panel to slide up there. It's not the end of the world. Usually I don't even close this garage. It just has some extra junk. We're going to take the battery out of there, and we are going to put it in the K20 after we get the wheels bolted back on there. K5, what a fun truck. But we're on to bigger, more powerful, slightly shorter, more projects ahead. So we're going to bolt these wheels back on here. It's wheels with tires. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the tires to pop onto those rims because I guess old rims, they had tube tires, and well, these aren't tube tires. I just paid a shop to offered to pay a shop to put some tires on those rims, whatever they got, whether it was car tires or bald truck tires. I didn't care if it had tread. I just wanted them to hold air so I can move it around the driveway. Well, they couldn't get them to latch on there because, well, yeah, there's no tubes in them. So right now there's just tires on the rims, so there's not going to be any grip. We're not even going to probably be able to drive the truck because the rear end is still locked up. So we're going to bring the FJ down with some tow straps, and we're probably just going to drag it over and pull it into this other garage, kind of like how I got it there. So that'll be fun. I'm going to get sweaty, but I'm going to get to work, and I will show you guys what's going to happen in a minute. We'll get back. All right, we have somewhat of tires on the back of the K20. Like I said before, we weren't able to get the tires mounted on here because they are old tires from the 70s, had tubes in them. So these rims actually don't hold air, so the tires can't hold air. And so the jack with the flat tires went down so low on the pumpkin that I couldn't get the jack out. So I had to put blocks under the back rims. And hopefully there's enough of a grab on at least the front tires because the rear end's still locked up. So hopefully there's enough of a grab in the tires that we can just kind of try to drive it into the garage here. But we're going to see what happens. We're going to fire it up, let it warm up for a second real quick, and pop this off. Leaking air. Let's see here. Let's fire this boy up. Ooh, I better get a towel on that seat. That thing looks sticky. I don't want to sit in that. Let's see. I feel like I'm gonna break the key off on this thing because it's so tight to turn for some reason. What's up, everyone? I feel like a loser because I just talked for 5 minutes to the camera that wasn't even recording. So hopefully the audio and the light is good in this. I'm trying this with my phone tonight. Usually I use a GoPro. So I did the phone earlier, so I'm just trying to keep using the phone now. So where we are at, the K5 is out of the garage. It's empty. It's weird. So we are moving the K20 into the garage. If you remember, the K20 was parked right over there where that big X is on the ground, is where we spun it around. I had Maggie help me during nap time today while Laura and Ellie were asleep, and she was in the FJ, and I just moved around the tow strap a couple times. We were able to spin the truck around and have it perfectly lined up in 2 little attempts, which I thought was pretty impressive. So we have 2 like 5-foot or 6-foot tow straps under the front of the K20 there, right on the frame, hooked up to a 20-foot, 30,000-pound tow strap, over to a chain fall, a 1-ton chain fall with a chain around a 6x6 that's going through that doorway a few feet each direction, and hopefully does not pull that block right out the wall there. With this chain fall though, for those of you who don't know the way it's geared, it is very easy to move something the size of that truck. I will be able to pull it in here with no problem at all. The downside is it takes a lot of time because the gear ratio is so small in there. But what we're going to be doing is pulling the truck in here. I'm not worried about getting it all the way in tonight unless it goes really smooth. It'd be helpful to have somebody in the driver's seat to be able to steer the truck left or right, to be able to line it up and get it into the door. So I mean, really, I just need to get it to the actual door tonight because Maggie's car is parked over there and the truck's kind of blocking the driveway. She's able to drive through the yard and get around with no problem, but we have a septic system and we have a leach field, and I don't really know exactly how deep it is or where it is out there, and I'm not trying to mess that up. Even though I'm a plumber, I don't want to have to mess with leach field or any issues with that because I know nothing about septic systems. It's not something that we do in my line of plumbing work. But I do want to show you something real quick. Once the truck gets in here, we are going to be diving in to some body work. We're still working on title work. I've not gotten too far on it. I really just filled out some paperwork, but I haven't submitted anything yet. And this is like a barn find truck, so it's not your average title transfer. It's a little bit more annoying. And so in the meantime, we're gonna be, sorry, got a train of thought, I got a text, it threw me off. So in the meantime, we're gonna be starting on bodywork stuff I'm gonna be doing either way. And this is the bed of the truck. All these little lines that you see up here are massive holes. Like, you can head through these holes, they are so big. I have the inner fenders for the truck are sitting in the bed right now, so you can't even see all of them. But you can see plenty around them. It's insane how many holes there are. There's clearly rust on the body. Doors need work, fenders need replaced probably. But it's gonna be a process, and we're hopefully gonna dive into it within this next week or so. So make sure you like and subscribe so you can follow along for all the projects that go along with this truck, and not just this truck. We still have more to do on the K5 because, you know, project, it'll never be over. But there's stuff to come for the K20, the K5, other vehicles, and who knows what other projects we might dive into. So stay tuned, follow along. We'll see you in a couple days. Ooh, I missed.